Everybody, my name is Jessi and this is my first gaming content video. I have always wanted to do both art and gaming on my YouTube channel. I've primarily been posting art, so this is my first gaming content video, and I'm going to start with the Disney Dreamlight Valley tour. I have both expansions, so I'm going to break this up into 3 separate videos because my valley is absolutely jam-packed. So I'm going to start with my base valley first and my favorite biome, which is my peaceful meadow. Over here is where I did one of my dream snaps, and I need to clean up the Easter eggs and stuff. But I absolutely love the Winnie the Pooh tree, and I just think it's so cute. And I'm going to repurpose this little area and just decorate it like Winnie the Pooh. But over here is my main house of the main valley. And then I've just got a picnic blanket here and a little gazebo, one of the gazebos. Right there is Goofy's stall, and up here are 2 currently unused gardening plots, but I've got 2 gardening plots here. As you can see, there is a lot of the floating lanterns. I absolutely love this item, and it is genuinely the culprit of the reason I have such high duplicate item count, but I love it nonetheless. And as you can see further on when we get into this biome, it's very heavily Mulan themed, which I love the cherry blossoms. Pink is technically not my favorite color, but I love cherry blossoms. Right here is a pottery stall next to one of the 2 Mulan house skins. And then as we go further on here, there is another picnic blanket. Right there is Beast's greenhouse, and here is the Turning Red Temple next to one of my favorite items in the game, the cute awning reading nook thing. And this build is littered throughout my valley because I love it so much. And then over here is the walk up to Mulan's house, and it's got a lot of cute little details, including the statue right there. And then I've got a cauldron right here because there's also one in the realm. And then back here is a little tea area, and I decided to put the foxes back here. But next we can go to my Dazzle Beach. We are now in my Dazzle Beach, which is not completely decorated, but I did want to show this biome off next. Over here on this side of the bridge is my marketplace, which is incomplete, but I used a lot of the Aladdin items that we got in the last Star Path, and I am still building upon it. Again, I have the issue of the ton of duplicate items, which, as you can see, even before we get across the bridge here, there is more of the pretty floating lanterns. So that's basically the culprit of how high my duplicate items are. But on this side of the bridge, it is very heavily Lilo and Stitch themed. I've got Ariel's house down there, Donald's house right here, and then a fruit and veggie stand, one of the ice cream bikes, and then right over here is the start of an outdoor eating area for a Japanese restaurant, and in there I will eventually build the inside of it. It's not completed yet, but that's where the inside of the restaurant's going to go. And then right here is Stitch's house with his little spaceship. And then I bought the Dream Bundle with the house. I really like what I was able to do with this covered item, but it was a pain in the butt to get this way, and I eventually want to put food on the table. It's just a pain in the butt to do. So I will eventually do that, but not right now. I've got the truck here, And then over here is my Moana area, which I built before my Lilo and Stitch area. And I want to play around with this a little more and fix it up. But that is my Dazzle Beach. We are now in my Forest of Valor, which is very heavily fantasy and Beauty and the Beast themed. My inspiration for this biome when I first built it was a village for Belle and a solution to put all my villager houses because I had no clue where to put them. But right here is Beast Castle, and I've got a little area here that I'm still working on. And this direction is the way where you would get to the village. And over this direction, which I have not completely built yet, is where I want like a fantasy enchanted forest type thing from here to over by Merlin's area over there, which I'm still trying to build. But I'm going to go this way to the village, and I've got the French cafe here, which is decorated inside. I just would like to redecorate it, so I'm not going to show it in this video. I've got Prince Eric's right here. I replaced some stand-in stalls with the Aladdin ones that we recently got in the last Star Path. In the last update, there's a veggie stand in Goofy's house, and it's currently kind of decorated like fall. Fall is one of my favorite seasons. And as you go back this way, it's more decorated like fall. Goofy's stall is right there, and then Merlin's area is back here, as well as this is going to be like a little book stall for him. He's going to sell books and stuff. And then right there's Elsa's house, which I want to somehow incorporate. I just don't know how to do that yet, how I want to do that. And then Alice's house I recently put over here. And I also put Daisy's house over here. Daisy's house used to be in the Peaceful Meadow, but I did move it. The next biome I would like to show is my Sunlit Plateau, which is not the most decorated biome in my base valley. But I do have a really cool Pride Rock build in this biome, and I would like to show it off. This is my Pride Rock area, and I absolutely loved playing around with the foliage. And I really like how this build turned out. Despite having an item cap in this game, I absolutely love another game, The Sims 4. We don't have a item cap in that game, but I have really enjoyed streaming Disney Dreamlight Valley and The Sims over on TikTok. But this is my Oasis area. And then over on the other side of the bridge here, I do have, it's a little messier on this side, but I do have a simple, smaller build that I built when I first got the game in 2022. And then I've got the fountain right here that I want to incorporate somehow. And then I do also have Buzz's house over here on this side that I want to create a little area for him. I just don't know what I want to put here yet. Up here is my Forgotten Lands. As you can see, front and center is my pumpkin patch. This is where I make my money in the game. But I wanted to show off the little area I've got built for Jack Skellington. I really enjoyed building this area. Again, you will have to excuse any night thorns or anything. I have to clean this area up a little bit, but I really enjoyed building this area. I love spooky season, and I hope we get more cool items this year for me to spruce this little area up. I also have Hades' house right there as well. And then over on this side, I've got Fairy Godmother's house, and I have all my ravens and birds over here. That is my Forgotten Lands. I almost forgot to show my plaza, but that's because it's very undecorated. I've just got the shops and everything in this biome. But I'm gonna show you guys my plaza. It's very blank. I have yet to have decided what I wanted to do with this biome. But this is my plaza. The last biome I'm going to show, which is no longer decorated, so it is quite messy, is my Frosted Heights. I do have my Frosted Heights floating island decorated, which I will show, but my Frosted Heights is not decorated. There's just a lone little snowman. It's not decorated at all. There's just things scattered around, but I will show my floating islands. First, I'm going to show off my plaza floating island, which I do have to replant everything because on one of my recent streams, I came up here and took everything up and sold it all. And I just have to replant everything. But this is where my farm usually is. I've got Owl's toy barn house skin right here, just because I thought it would be cute up here. This is the floating island that I am the most proud of. I spent about 2 hours building this for a Christmas Dream Snap last year, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I am going to go through my valley at nighttime so you guys can see how specific areas in my valley look at night, because that's when they truly shine, but I'm going to go through this during the day first. I want to build another Dream Snap area on this side of my floating island, but that is my Frosted Heights floating island. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in a comment below. And if you want to see more of my content, whether that be me playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, other video games, or my art, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and leave a like on this video.